Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Nothing broke this time. Juniversal Horror Month. Yes, we are back with another Juniversal Horror Month. After I had a weekend to myself, basically, I had my son this weekend, so. But I figured I used to get one recorded today. So, as I was putting this together, I'm like, what movies can I do? Juniversal horror. And, you can't do a Juniversal Horror Month or anything Universal Studios related without talking about Jaws. Because this was the movie made Universal Studios, in my opinion. I mean, you had the old Universal monsters that started Universal's run. I think this is the big one. Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Roy Scheider. Why do I forget his name? Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss. I'm not going. Also Lorraine Gary. But yes, and it is the story of a shark that finds its way to a small little island just off the coast of Massachusetts, I believe. And he had with a cat. How far in the yard with a cat? Oh, we need to try to. I don't know if he should actually say it like that though, because they would think he's making fun of him. But a shark comes around, and it's up to the new police chief, Martin Brody, and a couple other guys to take care of it, while the mayor just ignores fucking everything. And I mean it. If there was ever a movie where there was a bad guy that's not inherently evil or a villain per se, it's this movie. Because, if he had just listened at the beginning of the goddamn movie, then, and it's not to say, if he listened, there wouldn't be a movie. There still would be. Because it's only because he doesn't listen that it gets to the point that two other people die, and they're like, okay, we have to do something now. Whereas you could have still had the movie, he listens to it, and then you have those three go hunting, but you gotta fill a runtime of 2 hours at least. So, yeah. We actually start. I like to think that the Friday the 13th took something from this, because it's very similar to the opening of that movie, where you have two people running off, and then only one of them gets killed here, but two people, they're out on the beach, and they want to make love, do the stuff, frolic in the water. You see just a little bit of the boobies. And, my mom bought this DVD one time, and she put it in, and we were watching it, and she was, I didn't know this nudity. It's PG. It's one of those where, it's not a sexual act. She's just kind of in the water naked. And the shark gets her. And you don't see the shark that much in this movie because, the animatronics sucked. And they had many problems behind the scenes that it was just easier to not show a lot of stuff. Even towards the end of the movie, during the fight, there's teeth missing from the damn thing. And they look fake. It's not the best looking animatronic in 1975 anyway, but yeah. The next morning, new police chief Martin Brody is talking to the survivor guy and finds out it is a shark attack. He classifies it as a shark attack, but the dumbass mayor, who's all about the money, we got to have money, tells him that they can't do that because he can't classify it as a shark attack because it'll cause panic among the people. And you're new here, so you don't know, but Amityville is a summer town. People come here. It's a tourist trap, basically. People come here miles around to do stuff, and we can't close the beaches because we've got to have money. So even though Brody keeps telling him to close it, it falls on deaf ears because he couldn't give two shits because it won't make him any money. So, yeah. He even tries to force Brody to change the cause of death to a boating accident just so it doesn't get, too much. But he doesn't listen, of course. And so some people decide to go out on there and look for the... no, not yet. So they don't listen, and they go on the beach, and this kid, there's a bunch of kids in the water, and something happens, and this is where you get the shot, because he's looking. You know something's going to happen. You hear the score sort of in the background. You got this fat guy talking to him, and he's trying to look. He's still trying to look. He doesn't care. And all of a sudden, you hear, there's one where you hear a scream, and he looks, and it's just some girl on some guy's shoulders freaking out, they're playing a game or whatever. But then he sees it, and he looks, and you get that push-in shot, that classic Jaws shot of just the push out. It's a push-in, right? It's pushing in on him, right? Or pushing out, whatever. It's iconic. Whatever it is. And everyone gets out of the water except for one little boy that doesn't make it, which causes his mother to freak out. And then later wrongfully blame the wrong person. We'll get to that. We will get to that. So because of this, people, they want to come and they want to get rid of the shark. They want to get rid of the shark. So they go hunting. And you know what? They get one. But then we meet Mr. Hooper here, who's played by Richard Dreyfuss, who looks at it and says, no, that's not the right size. That's a tiger shark. What? It's a tiger shark. There's more than one type of shark, right? The shark you're looking for is a great white, not a tiger shark. What? Never mind. So no, he's telling them they got the wrong one, but the mayor is, what do you know? You're only a shark expert. What do you know? He still refuses to do anything. Yeah, because there's that long one shot when they're on the ferry. That's when he's trying to, convince him to change it. But they won't listen, right? And it's here that the lady slaps Brody for not shutting down the beach when he knew there had already been a shark attack. But he just takes it. If I was him, I'd be like, hey, lady, don't blame me. I told the mayor to shut. Hey, don't blame me, blame the mayor. I told him to shut the beach. He told me no. I told him constantly. Kept telling him to shut the beach down. He refused. Because he's greedy and wants all the money. That's all he cares about. So you're going to blame someone, blame him. But no, he just takes it. And that night at dinner, Hooper shows up. Well, first of all, we get that scene where he's sitting there and he and his son are copying each other. That's a fun little scene. Is that Mike or is that... No, that's the little one. Mike's the older one. I forget the other kid's name, but yeah. Hooper shows up and steals Martin's dinner. Brody's dinner. He's like, you eating this? So he tries to explain the situation that they need to prove it's not the right shark. He already knows the bite radius isn't right, but they have to prove it. So they sneak into the place to get at the tiger shark. That what? The tiger shark. At what? Never mind. At the shark. And start digging through its gullet. And all they find there is scraps of dead fish, what looks like milk but probably isn't, and a license plate. So yeah, it's not the right shark, which they already knew, but now they have proof. They're like, well, we gotta go tell the mayor. He's not going to listen. We gotta call the mayor. Of course he's not going to listen. He refuses. Well, he still refuses. We got all these people coming in now, and everyone's going down to the beach, but they're all afraid to go in the water. So people are still smart. Everyone except the goddamn mayor. Now, Brody is smart. He tries to be. He tells his son to go to a different little pond away from where the shark should be. So, yes. So then, the mayor talks to this fat guy in his family and talks him into going into the water. He tells the fat guy to go in, and he decides to bring the whole family with him into the water. And other people see this and go, hey, let's go in the water too. And it's like, oh boy, this is not going to work out well. And then you see a shark fin, but it's two little fuckers playing a prank. He told me to do it. Yeah, well, my experience says that it doesn't matter who told you to do it. You went along with it. You're still in trouble, little boy. Yeah. But because of all this commotion, and everyone is now out of the water, the shark has made its way to the little island where the boy is. And there's some idiot in the way yelling at him to get down from where they're, come on, it's too dangerous to get down. He gets eaten. And it's here. Now that the mayor realizes that he done fucked up. He's in the hospital, he's smoking a cigarette, he's like, because before this, Quint showed up and he does the line, give me $100,000. For that, you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing. And they're like, nah, that's too much money. Because the mayor cares about money. So he's not gonna know. Now he's like, you gotta get Quint, you gotta pay him, and they go to see him, and they talk him into doing this. So now they're gonna go out into the ocean. And the whole rest of the movie is them on the ocean and having problems and getting to know each other. We get the scene, you know the scene. You need a bigger boat, which is often misquoted as we need a bigger boat, but you need a bigger boat, which was ad-libbed by Roy Scheider, actually. So, yeah, and so their plan, I think, I've seen this movie a few times, and I still get confused. So they're shooting it with these harpoon things, and it's going to attach them to these cords that at the end have barrels, and the barrels are going to show where they are, where the shark is, excuse me. And he'll go under, and he'll come up, and it'll float there to see where he is. And eventually they're going to try to hook him to the boat and tow him back as proof. Why don't just kill him and then do it? I don't know. Because in my guesstimation, it'd be like, shoot him full of lead, then pull him. There's your, do they want him alive to prove? Right. But my question is, how do they know that's the same shark that was, like, it's the ocean. Isn't there more than one shark? Or do they explain that it's like a rarity, there's a shark there, right? Maybe they did. Maybe they did and I just didn't hear it. But, yeah. So they get it harpooned and everything, and then that night they get it drunk. And you get to show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. That whole thing. But that's after we get the speech. Because they're comparing scars. This is where Hooper and Quint, they get to know each other, don't talk about scars. I like how Brody looks at his appendix scar. I'm just like, nah. But they're like, look at the scars. Oh yeah? And he's like, they talk about another scar that was there, and he said he got rid of a tattoo. I'm like, come on, what is it? He's like, he said, let me guess. Mother. Nah, it was the USS Indianapolis, which is a real ship that really had, during World War II, it got shot with missiles. And then the people who are eating, not all of them, but a bunch of sharks came and ate a bunch of them. He survived, apparently. There was other survivors, but he was one of the survivors. And yeah. Then we get to that. He's fairly well, we Spanish ladies. And then you get to show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had me a drink about an hour ago and it went straight to my head. The whole song. But as this happens, apparently the shark hears them and tells him to shut the fuck up because he starts ramming the boat. And this leads into what's sort of the climax that leads them into fighting into the wee hours of the morning. And trying to get the shark, and they try to hook it up to tow it away, but it's too damn big, so it starts to tear the things off, whatever they're called. They say it, I don't remember what it's called. So they're like shooting it with other stuff, and Quint shoots it with another harpoon that connects it, but They eventually have to let it go because it won't work. And then they decide to put Hooper in a shark cage, lower him underwater, and he's gonna shoot him with a harpoon thing that has poison on it, and they're gonna kill it. Why didn't you just do that to begin with? And why do you need to go underwater to do that? Just to see it better, I guess. But it doesn't work. He breaks through the shark cage, which they used real footage of sharks that they shot. They got into the shark cage. It's real footage. They were doing off the coast of Australia, and it happened. So, but Hooper gets close enough to the shore to hide, and I was like, because I missed it. I was in the middle of doing laundry and rearranging my closet there and stuff, so I kind of missed that part. I'm like, I always think Hooper just disappears at this point, and he kind of does, because it's like he's underwater, and they fear he is dead because of what happens to the shark cage. So then the shark comes up, tries to get on the thing. He eats poor Quint. Quint is now dead, and now the boat is just said fuck it. It's not just dipping. Because it was wheel waddling before, but now that the shark come up and did that, the boat's like, fuck it, dipping in. So then Brody has to come up top, and he's fighting him off at first, and he shoves this oxygen tank, which has been they foreshadowed that damn oxygen tank way too damn much. You know something's going to happen. I didn't realize they did it so much. There's one point when they knock into it, and he goes, be careful, this is an oxygen tank. He gets knocked around, it can blow up. It's like, well, okay, there's your hint. But they keep on teasing it. They bump it again at some point. They show it, okay, they keep. It's probably like maybe 3 or 4 times they show it. But, now he's done it, throws it in his mouth, and he doesn't swallow it. The shark could swallow that thing whole. And I guess it's just too big. And so now you get him shooting at him until you get the line, smile, you son of a bitch. And I know you don't hear the bitch, but I always call it that. Smile, you son of a... Blows the fucker up. Shark bits everywhere. Hooper's fine. He finally comes above the water. And they're like, what happened to Quint? He's dead. And they just paddle off. And this was just said as a happy ending. We're going to go back to Amityville now. Or Amity, not Amityville. Amity Island. And I'm just like, wait. You're still in the middle of the goddamn ocean. There are other sea creatures there. You ain't safe. But no, that's just the ending. I always thought it was a weird ending. Oh, let's just paddle away. But you're still in the middle of the goddamn ocean. With the sun beating down on you. If the creatures underwater don't get you, the sun's going to dehydrate you. Hooper's in an all-black swimming scuba suit. Yeah. Everything is fine. Apparently Hooper's still alive. He survived to... he's not in the next one, but he's mentioned. But, yeah. What can I say? This is a fantastic movie. The score. We'll talk about the score. John Williams, of course. If it's Steven Spielberg, 9 times out of 10, it's John Williams. And it... Yeah, that one. Plus, there's the one where it's pulling them, and it's supposed to be happy music, so it's almost like Indiana Jones, like dun 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 dun, or something like that. Really well done. So it conveys when it's a happy time, when it's a bad time, and yes, it works very well. The music, yes. So I'd be remiss if I didn't give Jaws, or if I didn't let Jaws go to the moon. That's right, it's Jaws. It sucks, but no, that's the sequels. My mom was even talking about, she saw the ending of Jaws 2 last night. She watched Jaws 2 last night. Jaws 2 is not bad. I think it's underrated. And she's like, Jaws 3 was on after it, but I just recorded it. And I'm like, it's not so good. She goes, I know, but I'll still watch it. Jaws 3 is no good movie. Like Superman 3, I think it's the worst. Jaws the Revenge is bad. But I can stomach that over Jaws 3. I just think the 3D stuff makes it much worse. Like shoving in Richard Pryor into a Superman movie in Superman 3. Worse. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Jaws? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and tomorrow We're going from sharks in the ocean. We're going from the ocean to the moors of Scotland. Then to London. I see a bad moon rising.